Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk a little bit about foam rollers and how to use them. So they come in different lengths, different colors. You'll find them, some that have knobbies on them, some that are smooth. They're all a little bit different. And basically it really doesn't matter a lot about the foam roller you have as long as it honors your body. I happen to be a fan of the white ones because they're a little bit softer, and the softer ones they're less intense. And just for me personally, that's what I enjoy. I enjoy a little bit less intense, more of a creating blood flow and releasing fascia, more than trying to do that really deep tissue massage. Now, I happen to be somebody who has a large muscle tone, so that adds more weight when I'm placing it on a foam roller, so that's what I prefer. Again, if you're not getting an intense roll for you, could have to do with how much we weigh as well as what type of foam roller we're using. So again, it all comes down to what works best for you. Today we're going to roll lower body. So just pretty much from the waist down, just about a 30-minute quick little roll. So it's not going to be anything super in depth, but because this is a recording, you can come back and kind of pause it and go over it a few times, spending more time in the areas that you need for you. And that's really the key here, is finding what works best for you. There should be no pain in anything that we do today. So if you're feeling that, please back off, send me a message. We could chat about what's causing that pain for you. This is supposed to be comfortable. It may be a little intense at times, but it shouldn't be painful. If it's catching your breath, you're going too hard, too deep. So take a check back. Maybe it's a different foam roller you need. Maybe it's, how you're placing your body on the foam roller. So those are really the key to this whole thing. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the lower body, working the back of our calves. So I want you to take your foam roller in front of you, and you're gonna place the back of your ankle on the foam roller. And there's lots of variations that I'm gonna offer on all of these for you, so you can find the one that fits you best. You're gonna take your hands behind you. Now this is a lot of shoulder stability and a lot of flexion in the wrist, so be mindful of that for you. Spread your fingers wide, push your hands into the floor. You're gonna lift your hips, and then you're gonna roll up the back of your calf. You're not going to your knee, you're only just going up the back of your calf before your knee. Roll back to your ankle, and then roll back up towards your knee. Now, if you want more, you can take your other leg, cross it over, and then that adds more weight. If you need more room, move your hands forward or back. So lifting our hips, rolling forward and back. So again, it should be your weight, your variation that honors you. Now, many people hold tension in their calves differently. For some, it's straight in the back center of your calf. For other people, and this all depends on how you walk, could be the outer part of your calf or the inner part of your calf. So a great way to get into both of those is with both ankles on your foam roller, your hands behind you. You're gonna roll the shoulders back and down, spread your fingers wide, lift your hips, and you can lift them up high, you can lift them up low, whatever works for you. Roll both feet over the same direction. Doesn't matter what direction you're going. Roll up. And if you run out of room, drop your hips, bring your hands forward, roll up a little bit further. Roll back, move your hands, roll all the way down. So you're just going up and down. Now, if you find areas that are a little bit tighter, and maybe it's the center, or it's more towards the ankle, or more towards the knee, whatever it is for you, spend some time on those areas. You can roll the whole thing out, but then come back and roll over those areas a little bit tighter. So that's the beauty of being able to do it this way and learning about foam rolling. So you can do the other direction, rolling your feet. You'll notice whatever leg is on the inside, you're rolling the inside of that calf. The leg that's on your outside, you're rolling the outside of that calf. So just notice where your tension is for you. So after moving the calf, we're gonna go into the hamstring. So drawing the foam roller up above the knee, same thing. Hands come behind you. You can do one leg, rolling all the way up towards your glutes, and roll back towards just before your knee. So we're not getting behind the knee. Rolling all the way up and down. Same thing applies. You want more weight, cross your legs. Roll up and down. Just kind of rolling back and forth. Same thing, you can roll towards the outer part of your hamstring or the inner part of your hamstring. So just whatever feels good for you. Personally, all of it feels good for me. All right, so we've done our hamstrings. If you want to pause and really just work over those hamstrings, you can do that. Then we have glutes. So we're going to come up, grab a seat on top of your foam roller. Make sure this honors your shoulders, that you're not uncomfortable there. If you need to place your hands on yoga blocks or foam or a riser, anything that helps you find comfort for you. You're going to take your right leg, cross it over your left. You're going to roll towards your left hip, so your whole hip rolls. Now, my right hip is no longer on the foam roller, just my left hip. Now I'm rolling my glutes, so make sure your hands are stable for you. You're going to roll down and roll back up. Bending your knee, straightening your leg a little bit, just kind of rolling. And you're going to explore. You can come up a little bit. You can roll back a little bit. You're just working different areas of your glutes. Just up and down. Good. Again, no pain, no discomfort. Should feel good. And then you do the other side. So coming back to center, release your foot, switch sides, roll over. You're going to do the other side. Now we're going to get into quads. Quad means four. You have four muscles across the front of your thigh. This is probably the most excruciating for most people. So really about learning about how to balance your weight on a foam roller is really important in finding the variation that works for you. So you're going to come by placing the foam roller towards your legs, and then you're going to go for either the center of your thighs or the top of your thighs. You're going to start forearms on the ground. And I want you to push your forearms into the ground so that you're supporting your shoulders. Curl your toes under, lift your knees. Now you just added more weight. You should not be on the front of your hips. You should be on your legs. Now you're going to use your forearms to pull yourself forward all the way down to the knee. Now when you roll, if this is too much weight, let your feet come to the floor and walk your feet with you. So you're walking your forearms and your feet. If you like the pressure, let your toes come up off the ground and just roll up and down. Now, same thing applies like it did with your calves. If you want different layers of your quads or different areas of your quads, like you want the outside versus the inside versus the center. And most of us are going to be tighter on the outside. The more shape you have, the more curve you have in your hips, the more you're going to want those outer part of your quad muscles versus the center or the inside. But you can do one at a time. So you can roll over to your left hip, lift your right, but again, you're not on your hip, you're on your quad, so you're rolling your left leg. You can take your right knee and bend it out to the side. Same thing, roll, dragging yourself up. Make sure you're not dumping into your back, that you're keeping your belly hugged in. Roll up and down. You can stay in one area. You can be walking your hands, whatever feels good for you. Be mindful that when you're rolling, that you're not rolling the inside of your knee, creating any pain there. So those are the basics of the legs. I'm not a big fan of rolling the IT band, so that will not be in this video. If you do the outer parts of your quads and your hamstrings, you're gonna release a lot of that tension that comes with the IT band, especially if they get stuck. But I'm not a big fan of rolling the IT band. Just science has proven that there's a lot more problems that we cause when we roll that than it is if we roll the connective tissue to it. So that's a quick little cap on how to foam roll lower body. Stay tuned for an upper body video. Thank you.